Welcome back to the WCA Korean Qualifier, the APAC Qualifier. This is the final series of today, and this is the final ticket that we're giving out to Yinchuan Grand Final in China in December. The Grand Final of this qualifier will be played in the midst of May in a convention at Beijing offline. So, we saw Lin defeating Reprisal, we saw Lawliot defeating FoCuS, and now we have an Orc Mirror. Best of 5. Two of the greatest Orc players of all time facing each other.
And they played each other only a few minutes ago, or what was it, like 2 hours ago, and there Lin lost 2-0. FoCuS was able to take it, even though FoCuS fell behind early on both maps. He really played his heart out in the late game and controlled so well, had such great decision making, and Lin maybe not the greatest late game decision making. In any case, FoCuS played it great, but after that game, FoCuS went up against his good friend Lawliot, and there he seemed like a completely different player. Completely different. He seemed to make so many mistakes, not only decision-wise, but also micro-wise. And Lawliot, he played a beautiful game and find so many openings, and FoCuS really didn't seem to have the answers. Of course, that is a different matchup, but I fear for FoCuS that he might be crumbling under the pressure once again, that his nerves might be getting to him once again, and that he may not be able to perform the greatest that he can.
That's true, and we have seen the crisp play of FoCuS, and even we, 3 guys talking about that, seeing what we see, did not even, or we don't know to 100% like how to win Orc Mirror now. Like there's so many tiny bits that add up in the end. Of course, the 2 Kodo Beasts, the Spirit Link, the disenchant of Spirit Link, the levels of your heroes. But we have seen people with 2 Kodo Beasts lose. I think today, not today, but I've seen that. Then we have people with low-level heroes against high-level heroes. They win with low-level for some reason. We've seen superior items like 2 heal scrolls against no heal scroll. And in the end, we can only pretend that we know what we know about this matchup and just enjoy these 2 guys going at it, fighting for that very last spot, still fighting for a lot of cash. Both of the guys actually making it into that cash bubble and being able to take the golden ticket on that one already. But it's not only for the cash, it's for the ticket for this big tournament, for the big opportunity to play the WCA. Like, it's actually still that world championship that everybody wants to win, even though it's not as prestigious as the WCG back then. At least it feels it like for me. But yeah, WCA, the new world championship where everybody comes together and plays for the top 1.
You also got a question for you, which might not be that easy to answer, but I think I'm going to say it. We saw Moon coming back for the WCA Grand Final, and he kind of disappointed us all. Now Lin is back. He is not perfect, but he seems to be a lot better than Moon was in December. What can you think of any reasons for that?
Yeah, I think by the time like Lin stopped playing, he was so ahead of his game, or so ahead of most of the Orc players, that he was like still very good, and he figured out a lot of stuff that now, like sooner or later, a few years later, people actually figured out for themselves, and now Orc players implemented into the game. I think that he already had these pieces lined up in his game. And what makes him so sick is like his incredible, aggressive style, forcing you to do mistakes and then just like coming on top of that and winning these games. So I feel like Lin is overall probably the more developed player, not the better player. He's definitely not like much better than Moon, but it seems like for him it's easier to pick up on these things because he was probably already implemented that into his play, or he's just easier like when it comes down to learning new things, implementing these new ideas and talking to other people.
All right, yours, your pick, Lin or FoCuS?
Absolutely, Mr. Lin.
Remo?
Yeah, Lin is gonna take it.
Okay, then I say FoCuS is gonna do it just for diversity. We are here on map number 1, Secret Valley, best of 5. The guy who wins 3 matches first is gonna win it, is gonna take it all. FoCuS in his beloved yellow trunk, spawning on the bottom left, in the upper right, in the blue that won him the game against Reprisal. 2 wins in blue, 1 loss in red. Lin.
All right, Secret Valley. I remember watching Grubby's Warcraft commentaries, which, especially if you're an orc player, is a great source of education. If you want to learn some in-depth analysis and gameplay from that analysis. And there was one orc mirror. He casted up one of his old games on Secret Valley, and all the little details he goes into, like just in the first 4 minutes of the game, is crazy. Like scouting with peons and grunts and blade master, and if you see this and this information there and there, then you know he's either doing this, which is most effective, or he's doing the second best effective thing. So it's a lot of mind games going on, you know. When you have this and this information, you can't automatically derive what your opponent is doing, because your opponent might be tricking you. He might be almost baiting you to think that he's doing a certain thing, because that would be the best thing, but anticipating your reaction to this, he will be doing the second best thing, or maybe even the third best thing. You know, there's tons of mind games coming into this. Now, Lin, he hasn't been around for too long. He hasn't been playing too many cups, leagues, or anything against FoCuS. So it's not like these two players are extremely familiar with each other's play styles. So I don't know who's going to be a favorite in this mind game, especially early game scenario. But what we saw earlier today in their series is that Lin gets an advantage early. That was twice the case, but he wasn't able to make the best use of that. Is this going to be the case again? Is FoCuS again going to be giving up the early advantage? And is Lin, on the other hand, again, not going to be able to capitalize the greatest? Almost seems to me like Lin should get the advantage early to win it late, because FoCuS was looking so great late game against Lin. But then again, it's FoCuS. Is he going to be consistent? That's going to be the other question.
Indeed it is. FoCuS was married 2 weeks ago, still looking so strong. Winner of TWCL against his buddy Loliot, but he hasn't faced that many orcs in his path. Here comes the Creep Jack, and he steals it, and the item goes to Lin though. Gloves of Haste, nice little damage boost, but of course in the early game it's all about experience. You want the level 3 on your Blade Master as fast as possible, and that steal was a nice little touch to it. Whew, I'm really excited. I would love to see both players at the grand final, but of course only one ticket will be given away. Lin once again with the 2 burrow attack. FoCuS is doing the same. Lin slightly ahead with this one, but FoCuS creeping simultaneously, roaming around the map, trying to get some hits here and there to just force some healing, to just force the gold out of Lin's bank to go into heal salves. But of course, this is Secret Valley, and this is the only map where we see heal fountains. Heal fountains always great for orcs, since they have high HP units, and the fountain heals percentage-wise, so they get a big healing per second out of this. Lin sniping the second item here this time. FoCuS is not around, and the Gloves of Haste, Machine Gun Blade Master.
Alright, the early game is continuing without too much aggression from the two players. They're kind of leaving each other alone. FoCuS game number 1 in the first series we saw on Twisted Meadows between the two players. He got boots of speed very early and was hunting for the grunt kills. He got the kill, but he lost the Blade Master in the end. That of course was not worth it. This time he's being not that aggressive, but now that he sees Lin's Blade Master here up at the fountain, he does drive him away with the dust, but this buys some time for Lin's grunts on the other side of the map at the other fountain to get a little bit more experience for him. So he's gonna have, I think, a slight experience advantage, but this is not gonna be an early game where Lin gets an advantage. This is not gonna be Twisted Meadows again. We're gonna be riding into an even tier 2 phase.
Indeed, this is what happens. Lin playing this kind of passive, always searching the side of the heal fountain to not get jacked somewhere else on this map, and it kind of pays out for him. We see the Blade Master here very, very close to level 2, FoCuS on the other side. Well, it's kind of equal, so no big advantage for both players. Tier 2 has been reached for Lin, the shop is finished. We see, of course, the Shadow Hunter as the second hero. You cannot win Orc Mirror without the heal wave, and Hex most likely on the other side. FoCuS is still Tekken, so slightly behind in everything.
Alright, now the two meet each other. Of course, FoCuS would love to take this creep camp on his opponent's side of the map away from him. And I don't know if he has been seen yet, but the grunts of his are down at the fountain, and now he's driving the opposing grunts away. But if he goes for the natural, that would be super risky if he gets jacked. Nah, he's just gonna try to get the first grunt kill of the game. 4 units around, always looks impressive. He doesn't get it. but he's still gonna get the kill here with more blocks coming in, with the boots on the Blade Master. That is the first blood being spilled here on Secret Valley, and that is the level 2 in the meantime. Lin going towards his opponent's side of the map, but the Spirit Lodge is protected. It cannot be reached by the Blade Master, but the Bestiary cannot be produced back here, and he can't set it up outside because the Blade Master is hanging around. He also doesn't have the Lumber. Did he set it up already with this peon? Ah, yes, he did. Interesting that he doesn't try to cancel it. Of course, he knows the Shadowhunter is coming out soon, and this buys FoCuS time to at least get the big Ogre Magi, but now the Hex might be costing him some grunts.
Yeah, but he has to be careful with his Shadowhunter. Oh no, there it is. Hex on the ground. Blade Master is around. The grunts approach from the south, and this will get the revenge kill on that grunt. So it's 1-1 in lost units, and that is the same level 2 that FoCuS reached already on his Blade Master. And he gets this around with the help of the creeps. Ensnare is coming. He tries to pop him out, most likely. Oh, Hex is coming. FoCuS, will he get the hero kill? There is mana, there is Windwalk, so he gets out alive. And Lin killing 2 grunts in this one.
Going for the next Hex on the grunt, but the speed scroll makes this a really fast rat, getting away at max movement speed. So 2 grunts in the end. It was against 1, and hero level wise it is pretty even, but he got the Ring of Regen, and I think this could even be really strong in the late stages when both sides have Spirit Link, when the damage intake is greatly reduced. But of course you also want the invulnerability. Maybe actually both players have been really skipping out on that, but of course you want the heal scrolls. And now we go into the middle of the map. The FoCuS Blade Master is a little bit low, and there's another Ensnare on one of his grunts, but it wears off. Hex however follows, but Lin doesn't want to commit too hard.
We saw the Wind of Mana stealing, and this can be huge if the Shadowhunter is able to get a Wind of Mana stealing use on the opposing Shadowhunter, but that is of course a rare equation, and we most likely won't see that. But if you get a heal wave with that item and deny a heal wave to your opponent, this is a huge difference in healing. 43 food for Lin. The first Raider is here, the first Walker is out. On the other side we see the exact same thing. Both players lined up. FoCuS a little late with his burrow, I feel. Lin is slightly ahead, and he has a Warmill already, so the Kodo Beast will be out earlier, and that opens up an opportunity for Lin.
They're dancing around the middle of the map here. Both would like to get the Ogre Magi, but neither wants to really commit to this. Lin also wants to have those scrolls of healing. Yep, gets one. Is there one with SH already? No, but a healing potion. Prioritizing keeping a second hero alive. We saw quite a bit of second hero Shadowhunter FoCuS with Ensnare and Surrounds coming in from both sides. So this time Lin tries to counteract this. Now FoCuS being able to steal a few of these warriors, and he's very close to level 3. If he could manage to get this, that would be a huge advantage going into the first fight, as both Shadowhunters are very even in experience. Neither of them has a healing wave yet, but Lin is still a bit ahead in supply.
FoCuS is pulling peons already. He seems to be confident that he can take this first fight in the game. 43 food, Lin already up at 50. Going for the Ogre Magi with an Ensnare, but he cannot contest this when FoCuS is around. We see the Wind of Mana stealing here on the Shadowhunter finally. Will this make a big difference? The possibility is of course there. Heal scroll and protection scroll for FoCuS. On the other side, heal potion and heal scroll. First fight of the game.
He's being forced into it with the Hex, with the Ensnare on the grunt, and now he has to fight this, but he has the big disadvantage of not having a Kodo. So he decides to Hex the Kodo, so the aura is not working, but only until the Hex duration is over, and that's gonna be the case very soon. He's trying to take out the Raiders, first of all, what we see most of the time. And the first Raider for both sides is falling, but now the Kodo is still up. There's no heal wave, so the Kodo Beast might be easily killed. He's trying to focus it now, but Lin, man, it looks like he has just way more in this fight. Heal scroll has already been used by FoCuS, and so has it been by Lin, but so many Spirit Walkers. Is he finally gonna give up the Kodo Beast? She would give back one of the grunts, and Hex keeps the Kodo alive, but not for much longer. Now, finally, Level 2 for the SH. He has quite a bit of mana for heal wave. He wants to get rid of the raiders now. He doesn't want to have to deal with the end snare. Loses one raider himself in return. And even though he didn't have the Kodo Beast himself to start this fight, he might still be winning it somehow.
It is absolutely nuts what FoCuS is pulling off here. Level 3 on the Blade Master. Most likely critical strike level 2 to have more damage in this fight. But he gets a grunt. Yeah, more experience for Lin as well. But he's still far away from level 3. Therefore, his Shadow Hunter is definitely leveled a bit better, I guess. Yes, it is. So this might pay out in the end of this game. FoCuS prevailing, but he took a lot of hits. 49 food for Lin. FoCuS just got up at 45. One of mana stealing again.
Until he killed the Kodo, it was really looking better than I thought for FoCuS. But after the Kodo finally died, you could really see how much he committed to that kill. He took so much damage in return for all the HP he had to chew through, and then he was losing grunts, raiders, walkers left and right. And that leaves Lin now with a big advantage heading into the late mid-game, early late game, as he has quite the experience advantage over his opponent. And now finally FoCuS has the Kodo Beast. That one was really late. I don't know why the War Mill was so late, or why he was hanging around in the middle when he knew that his Kodo Beast was going to be so late. Maybe one of the few mistakes here from FoCuS, hanging out so offensively on the middle of the map without the first Kodo. Now we have 2 though, but the last hit comes in from the blade. This is so huge. This would have almost been level 3 for the Shadow Hunter.
And he got the Talisman of Evasion. So much more sustainability for the hero of Lin now. He will dodge a lot. He hangs around trying to steal something, but no, he can't. On the other side, the Shadow Hunter is creeping, and this will be level 3 for him. He will force the fight. The Shadow Hunter of FoCuS not level 3. Will not take that much time, though. He has double Kodo again. Lin on the other side, 0 Kodo Beasts. Why not?
He rebought a Scroll of Town Portal. This might indicate he wants to go into some base trading and building lane. Is he getting pillage? Not at the moment. Maybe he has it already. I'm not sure. But yeah, the missing Kodo Beast is definitely weird and does somewhat signify that he doesn't want to take a straight up fight, because a Kodo is just so incredibly strong in said straight up fight. Maybe he just mismacroed a little. I'm not sure.
Yeah, his army composition is definitely weird, and FoCuS can capitalize from that. Heal scroll number 1, heal scroll number 2. Things are looking good again for the former Meteor Makers player. But yeah, there is the base race scenario that you were pointing out. Lin is coming in, FoCuS is coming in. 2 raiders only for the old schooler, for Lin. And 2 raiders for FoCuS as well. So who will lose more? Lin is breaking upkeep, he gets the Kodo Beast, but that can be sniped easily, and that would be a huge investment for a loss. Shop is gone, Burrow is gone. On the other side, what is Lin able to accomplish? He's going straight for the stronghold, but it's not worth it, he has the town portal.
He sees there is no TP on FoCuS' side, so he could force a fight here, but the TP was not very offensive. He TPs conservatively, carefully. And this should be decent for FoCuS. He forces his opponent into upkeep and then runs away. But the Kodo is so slow. There's no TP on his side, as I mentioned. And now the Raiders with the end snare forcing the fight. And here we go. Disenchant, Spirit Links everywhere. The first Kodo Beast for FoCuS taking a lot of damage. He has 2, however. So far, none of the Kodos have eaten. And he gets the Kodo. Lin with the first blood of this fight. He will lose a Raider in return. But if he gets the second Kodo, that's going to be great for him. And that's exactly where the next focus is going to be. Kodo gets to eat, but now is being ensnared. Heal wave has come already. There is heal scroll still on FoCuS' side. Does he want to invest them to save the Kodo? He used one, but the Kodo dies anyways. But he gets rid of the opposing Kodo as well. However, Lin, the Kodo actually survives. Heal scroll and heal wave with the Spirit Link, making this Kodo be so tanky. And now Lin kind of mopping the floor with his opponent. This fight is looking great for him. Also, the Shadow Hunter out of position for FoCuS. Could this be an opening? He's still fairly healthy, though. More Raiders dying on both sides. The wand of mana stealing has been used. Now, no more mana, and FoCuS gives it up. He doesn't fight it out until the end. He thinks he can't win this anymore. And Lin takes the first map from FoCuS.
Wow. Wand of mana stealing, everybody. We mention it so often that in some situations there is the potential to turn games around, and this was the perfect example. He burned the Shadow Hunter twice. He got 100 mana plus, that is 1 heal wave. He burned 100 mana, that is 1 less heal wave for FoCuS. And yeah, this time the snipes of the Kodo Beast worked a lot better than in the first series we saw today.
Yeah, they were really out of position. He was attacking the main, he was retreating. He didn't have a speed scroll, I think, which is probably a big mistake. With a speed scroll, he may have been able to get away. And then the Kodo Beast get ensnared right away. They are the front line of the army, which is, of course, what you don't want to have. He loses the first one super quickly. The second one takes longer to bring down, but he loses that one as well. He commits hard to the opposing Kodo Beasts. And, of course, Lin has the supply advantage. He was up like 6 supply, maybe even 9 supply in that fight. And winning that fight with the Kodo Beast disadvantage, your Kodo's dying sooner, and the supply disadvantage is hard for anyone to overcome.
Yours, you're muted, I guess.
Is he actually not aware of the fact that he was winning the games before with the Kodo Beast? Like that the two Kodos they had on Echo, for example, that this was crucial? Didn't he realize that? Because he was fighting in the middle without a Kodo. Like, why don't you delay the fight when you know that you are behind already? Do you think you can really overcome that? Because it didn't look that way, and yeah, in the end, he's paying the price for that. Seems like even the Orc players sometimes don't know what to do or what to prefer. Do I want to have one more radar, one more Kodo? Is the Warmel in perfect time? Does my opponent have a faster Kodo? And since both of them sell their town points, you cannot reset the fight. If you commit to the fight, there's ensnare and stuff. You cannot run away. It's you have to commit to whatever happens there.
All right.
That's exactly what we were talking about as well. But yeah, we're going to the next one, Neo.
Next map is Turtle Rock. One map advantage for Lin. As we mentioned, right after Moon, the second most successful player of all time. And the other side, FoCuS, never made it, never won the big one. He always struggled with his nerves. Always in the semifinals, always in the finals. There was a stop sign for him. Will it be the case this time as well? Will Lin get a golden comeback with a ticket to Yinchuan? Second map will decide a lot of it. Will this be the 2-0? Will this be the equalizer? Turtle Rock is going to show us.
FoCuS doesn't need to get rattled though. This series has only started. Of course, it's a best of 5, so there's lots of chance to come back. But again, FoCuS has been known to sometimes, somewhat, show some nerves. I hope he bounces back here. I hope he decides to take the first real fight with a Kodo Beast when his opponent does have a Kodo Beast, because as y'all said, of course, that's such a big deal. He seemed to be almost greedy on Secret Valley. He wanted to get the second Magi as well, even though he knew his Kodo was going to be late. I can understand that when you give up the first Magi item and you're like, damn, I really don't want to give both of those items to my opponent, but he got the first one himself. That was also Wand of Mana stealing. So I don't really understand why he felt the need to get that creep without the Kodo, but I'm pretty sure there's a good reason for it, because it's FoCuS and he, I think, knows what he's doing. But against Lin, that game, it was not enough. But second time around, it can all be different, because we saw how good he can be in this matchup earlier today when they played already. Don't forget, guys, he won against Lin 2-0 there, looking really, really, really strong. But after that came the game versus Lawliot, where he was looking way worse, to be honest, looking way worse than the first series. Let's see if this changes once again. Turtle Rock, I think this is the map where you really like to play passively early on, because there's so many items, right? There's lots of turtles you can creep, lots of warriors you can creep, lots of slippers and claws that can be added to your inventory.
Indeed, a Pimp Blade Master is what I expect, and of course a heavy-suited Shadow Hunter as well. Lin is going for the FoCuS creep most likely, and FoCuS on his own side not committing to the shop. He's going for the creep jack right away. This could be horrible for Lin. We're about to see. He started that creep. Yeah.
He of course knows about the FoCuS creep. He invented it. The dust is gone already though. Has been secured by Lin, who gets the last hit. This is a big one.
FoCuS got it. FoCuS got it, and he got the item, which is Boots of Speed.
And the ward.
And the ward. Perfect. Perfect reaction.
Oh my god. This is a little bit of a disaster. Like, Lin didn't get anything from this. Nothing.
Yeah, this is kind of a mind game going on. Are you going for that? Should I go for that harass? FoCuS made the perfect choice in this scenario and has all the strings in his hands now to play this game like he wants to, because this is usually Lin's shop. But now, every time he goes for a heal scroll, every time he goes for an invo potion, FoCuS will know about this.
Oh, and FoCuS got the Ogre. Is he gonna finish the camp? Yes, he is. I thought maybe he was gonna go towards his own shop now. Maybe he could have stolen that one as well. But no. He wants to get his level 2, and luckily for Lin, he will not be disrupted here. He gets now on the opponent's side of the map the camp, and yeah, has the ring as well as the ward. Nice item early on, but we saw FoCuS telling it earlier. Oh my god, is he gonna die here? He's coming in, but there is no dust. He buys it from the shop, but it's too late. The Blade Master is away. Does he have a speed scroll maybe to catch up? No, he doesn't have a speed scroll.
Okay, now he gets the end snare, and he will get that grunt. This is a horrible opening for Lin, even though he got the second creep spot now. Losing a grunt, I think, is not really worth it. Well, maybe the map control is, or the vision on the map is, but the item definitely isn't. And the grunt loss, so much experience, level 2.3 on the Blade Master already.
Yeah, and I think that is the big one. The grunts are gonna be creeping at the south of the turtle. That's gonna be giving him level 3, most likely. And then he will have so much harassment possibility with his level 3 Blade Master. And look at this, I really like this move by FoCuS. He doesn't really kill anything here, it's very unlikely, but he keeps Flynn busy. And this means he's gonna have a 2-level disadvantage. Not for very long, but he's gonna have it in the beginning stages of tier 2 most likely. And that is such a huge deal. Well, actually he gives Lin some space now, so Lin will get level 2, but still level 3 versus level 2 is a big deal in and of itself.
But Remo, we saw this before. Remind yourself of Twisted Meadows, where this did not get the win to Lin, even though he had a level advantage on his Blade Master. If he can get a fast leveling Shadow Hunter, I think this is not the biggest of deals. The items are not that great for FoCuS. It's gloves and a circlet, so I think it's not over.
No, it's definitely not over. It is not even a huge lead. I mean, it's a decent lead. He's one level ahead and he's one grunt ahead. That is a decent lead. That is what that's what Lin seemed to need in the earlier series to be on even footing. But now, first game we saw Lin win. Maybe this time it's what FoCuS needs, but that's of course way too much speculation, so let's not get into this nonsense. Let's get into what's happening on the map. And this is tier 2 buildings for FoCuS, extremely exposed. Why doesn't he build them in the back of the base?
Same for Lin, by the way. Same for Lin, by the way, and the Spirit Lodge got cancelled already, and the Beastery is in deep trouble as well, but he's focusing on the Voodoo Lounge. Oh, same, okay. Same on both sides, I'm sorry.
But I think this could have been prevented for FoCuS easily. Like, now he's setting them up in the back of the base. Why doesn't he do this right away? He could have easily opened up the base once these tier 2 facilities are up. Maybe he wants to have them closer, you know, outside of his base for quicker reinforcements, but that's so little time that would make the difference. I don't get it. And of course, Lin's base is super open. It's not closed, so, well, I guess in the end, neither of the players are gonna have tier 2 units for quite a while.
FoCuS is building a Warmill now very early. Why?
He's short on lumber.
Okay, alright, that might be the reason. Hex on the Blade Master. Reveal. Is there a second hex maybe? Speed scroll being used. There is a second hex. Is there a backstab? Come on. Oh, this could turn everything around. A third hex is not in the pool for Lin. So yeah, both players lost a lot here. They're tier 2, heavily delayed. Lin now with a Beastery, no Lodge. On the other side we see a Lodge, but no Beastery. Okay, there's the Beastery. So FoCuS definitely ahead.
Yeah, man, now that we take a look at the resources... Okay, now he has the lumber for the Lodge. I thought he was on 25 lumber and didn't start the Lodge yet, but yeah, there it is. Just started. But his walkers are gonna be way later, and Spirit Link is so huge, especially early in the game. Actually, it's huge at every stage in the game. So when he has the first walker with the first Spirit Link, he's gonna have a big advantage. And not only that advantage, also the Blade Master. He's still ahead in levels. And speaking of the Blade Master, if he gets the Troll Warlord last hit, that would be huge. There is no dust here.
And he gets it, but the item goes to Lin, and is the Scourge Bone Chimes once again. But here comes the rest of the army, immediately going for the Shadow Hunter. Speed scroll being used. Lin has somehow to get out of there. He's still in trouble. His second hero catches the backstab, and there's another hex, even though there's a speed scroll. But boom, down goes the second hero. And now can he get away with all the grunts? There is one more hex. He uses it, and oh my god, this is one fat Blade Master.
He could even chase further. He has another Hex in a couple of seconds, and he has another Windwalk. But he seems to be satisfied with this. Surprised about that one. Maybe he doesn't want to run into all the burrows, facing all the spears from the peons, but I feel like he could have capitalized more on this. But another way of capitalizing apart from killing units is also creeping. And the Shadow Hunter will be getting level 3 really soon, and that cannot be said for Lin. By the way, these were the dream drops for him. He got the Scourge Bone Chimes, of course, and he got the Tome of Experience picked up on his Blade Master, who is finally level 3. Can the Scourge Bone Chimes turn this around though for him? He is definitely far behind.
Yeah, the Scourge Bone Chimes is the best item you can get in Orc Mirror. It is some HP you get back for every attack, for every melee attack. And if you take a look at the Orc army, of course, the Grunts are melee, the Raiders are melee, and the Blade Master, obviously. So this is a lot of healing that he gets. Of course, once again, a nice synergy with Spirit Link and Heal Scrolls. Speaking of Heal Scrolls, FoCuS gets one, and the Invo Potion. Shop control on Lin's side. This is always important. FoCuS with a Claws of Attack, so this Blade Master will be +8 and a Gloves of Haste. Good damage on Lin's side, only +4. Sells the ring now, and gets the Kodo Beast a little earlier once again.
And Lin, he just has to stay so far back. He knows he's far behind, and I don't even know what you're supposed to do right now. Try to get a red camp with the Ensnare trick, but that's of course what FoCuS is looking for. He's staying on his opponent's side of the map, finding a Tome of Experience, by the way. Very nice. Shadowhunter now level 3. Also gets a Scroll of Protection, which is of course very nice. 2 extra armor, especially if the opponent can't disenchant all of it. Speaking of which, how many walkers are there? 2, but they're so low on mana. FoCuS knows that the Spirit Walkers are late, and it's not going to be massive amounts of them with a lot of mana. They now have no mana at all for disenchant. These units from FoCuS are going to be super tanky. He's feeling so confident. He's running into the main.
Of course.
Which is, of course, a disadvantage. But the Shadow Hunter and everything.
Exactly. The Shadow Hunter 2-level advantage, and that is 1-level heal wave advantage. Lin has to defend this somehow. There is a Kodo Beast for him, but immediately getting sniped with Ensnare. Now there's a Kodo Beast for FoCuS. Lin has to shift the damage at the moment, but the positioning of FoCus's Kodo is great. His own one, Lin's, is dropping down 50%, 49 food versus 49. Everything looks equal, but Lin has the shop advantage. Is there another heal wave? I think he just used it, so the Kodo Beast will be dead in a second. He refrains from killing it though, so it stays alive. Now the Blade Master comes in and cuts it to pieces. FoCuS with a shop on his own, level 4, level 2 critical strike. Everything in order for FoCuS in this game.
Everything's dropping low, and he doesn't have a single heal scroll. Lin doesn't. He doesn't have the heal wave either, so slowly but surely everything is dying. It's too much. He can't overcome this disadvantage. FoCuS rides it out.
What a storm.
And equalizes.
Yeah, and equalizes.
It's 1-1 now. And FoCuS, I was hoping for this, and he definitely bounced back here in game number 2. Of course, the very, very, very early game, a little bit lucky for him, but also greatly executed. Getting the last hit, getting the Watch Award and the item. He must have been right-clicking like crazy. But it's also a little bit of luck because the Blade Master had a damage roll, so you can't exactly anticipate how high the backstab damage is gonna be. But still, very well done for him, and riding it through the entire way. And Lin, for the first time, I feel, didn't know what to do. Like, he was inferior to FoCus's late game before in the earlier series, but this time it really seemed like he didn't know how to come back from that early disadvantage.
Yeah, but that was a horrible slap in his face, that Creepjack at the shop. So how do you come back from that?
Yeah, early game was already over. I think when you cannot really transition out of that early game. He tried to get the other shop and tried to get back, like with some creeping, with some experience of that and stuff. But in the end, you cannot really come back from that. There's absolutely no chance. Sometimes you just know that a game can be decided after 5 minutes, and you cannot really make it happen. If you don't get a hero kill, if you don't get like crazy pickoffs, it's not going to happen. If you fall behind in mirrors, it's even more important, because in the mirror everybody is meeting on equal conditions, and there's not like slow Fury Fire, Cyclone, or anything crazy. There's like everybody has to use the same tools, and as soon as you fall behind, it's so hard to come back. This is definitely the hardest matchup of them all. If you master your mirror, then you really understand your race on the deepest level, I feel. And as it seems, like these guys know. Also, he denied the Spirit Lodge. He knows that Lin goes for 2 walkers before upgrade. This is the reason why he buys that Scroll of Protection, and it helps him even more in that fight. But by that time, game was already over.
I agree that it's really hard to come back from such a disadvantage. I don't agree that it's impossible.
I think it's close to impossible. Like
if we think back
close.
about Twisted Meadows, this also a disastrous early game happened to FoCuS. He lost his Blade Master to the opposing Blade Master very early on. He got a grunt in return, but he lost his blade, and that is also a huge disadvantage. But he did come back from that, so very hard, definitely, extremely
but
hard.
You cannot really compare these games, which the early game of Turtle Rock was so much more like, I don't know, like it was so much more worse because Blade Master in the end was level 3 for such a long time and creepjacking him everywhere, and also getting the items and forcing him to buy a lot of healing that he had to use. Like killing a grunt, 200 gold for losing your level 1 hero, 170 gold, and a little bit of time that is like space that you can convert into experience that he didn't really do at that time. I think like FoCuS played this like so good, but just on terms of like getting that creep sport earlier, like 2 minutes into the game or 3 minutes into the game, getting that creep is, you're not supposed to get that. I don't know why Lin is not buying a dust for safety purposes. You sell your Tom Paul, get that circlet. I don't know why he didn't use the dust. He was not expecting him to be there, of course, but you should play careful.
Maybe it was more of a disadvantage on Turtle Rock. I can't really make a statement to that, but I think Twisted, the series before, was also a huge disadvantage. So yeah. I think it's comparable. May have been worse on Turtle Rock, but FoCuS seems to be able to ride that out fairly easily, while Lin still has struggles. Getting that advantage and riding it out the entire game.
In the group stages, it was 1-2 on Lin's terms. Now it's 1-1. It's definitely better than the winner bracket semifinal. It's down to a best of 3 now, not a best of 5 anymore. Both players are in game. Lin is switching the color. And that is always a sign that you want to change at least something here for him. Echo Alt is gonna be the map.
Yeah, we saw this also earlier in the first series between the two, where we keep on going back to the second Kodo Beast. FoCuS fell back on Echo Isle in the first series as well, but he took a fight close to his base. He had a heal scroll disadvantage, even a double heal scroll disadvantage, and a heal wave disadvantage, but he still won the fight. The double Kodos really seemed to be his trick up his sleeve, his ace, his trump card. Now, how's this going to unfold? Again, the early game is going to be playing a huge role, of course. Does one player get ahead early? And, of course, there is a specialty of Echo Isles, and I think you would like to get into that, Neo.
Yeah, I don't know if you all are aware, but there's only one shop on Echo Isles, so shop control is indeed very important. And, of course, there's a marketplace where you can buy items on top of 10 spots where you can find claws. So a crazy Blade Master with plus 24, plus 28 damage is definitely not impossible.
Yep. Funnily enough, though, we have seen that crazy stack Blade Master being overcome. It was the case for Lin on Twisted, I think, if I recall correctly. So it's not the end-all, be-all. Of course, it helps a ton. By the way, we have a small break here, guys, so we're not missing the game or anything, and you just see us talking. They are taking a 5-minute break on TV, and then we'll be getting into it.
What did your straw poll say, by the way? What did the viewers think? Who wins it?
Oh, wait a minute. Do I still have that up?
I hope that for you.
Of course I have it. There it is. It was 31% for Lin taking first place, and 24% for Reprisal, who is out already, and Lorliot taking third, and least people believed in FoCuS. All right. Only 11%.
He could prove you all wrong if he wins 2 more maps on the other side. That's definitely the possibility for Lin, and I hope I think there's a lot of sympathy votes in there for the guy coming back. That's always nice to see. So yeah, You're so quiet over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I really have to say that I don't really particularly enjoy this matchup. I don't feel like Orc Mirror is like creating any hype for me because most of the time I feel like okay, one grunt ride, two grunts die, and this game is probably over if you play it like to the fullest and if you don't do any crazy mistakes. I really feel that it's like I can see which player is like leading at the moment. Like whenever I see like I saw the early game on Turtle Rock and I was like, okay, after 5 minutes or after 3 minutes, I'm like, dude, this game is over. I don't have to watch it. I know what will happen. And I really feel that this is not creating so much hype for me watching. I really enjoyed the games earlier, like Reprisal and Lyn. This was so much fun to watch. I'm a little bit disappointed for Loliot's or actually Reprisal's performance against Loliot earlier today. But yeah, Orc Mirror is not creating them lols for me.
But you saw the winner bracket semifinal with 2 crazy comebacks.
Yeah,
Like-
that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Orc Mirror is just, I think it's retarded.
Well, of course, many mirrors in Warcraft are not as attractive as the other matchups are, but well, it is what we're dealt right now, and it is, after all, a very important game, man. We are not to forget the loser is out. The loser is not going to WCA, and we don't have exact confirmation, but this might be the only chance for Koreans to qualify. So a lot is riding on this. Both players need to be focused to their teeth. From bottom to top, everything is up to this game. Not only a lot of prize money, but playing in the World Championship later this game. We are now basically back to a best of 3. It is 1-1 and only 3 maps remain. Lyn against FoCuS. We continue on Echo Isle.
Indeed, and I need another coffee, so please cover 1 minute for me. I'll be right back.
You can drink an entire coffee in 1 minute. It sounds crazy. Don't you like scald yourself? Neo must have some crazy coffee drinking skills. Well, thanks Neo for letting me do the very interesting early game all by myself. We got into it to start this map already before we got into the countdown. Of course, Echo Isles, guys, you've heard it by now lots of times. Only one shop, so whoever gets those heal scrolls, invols. Actually, invols have been kind of neglected by both these players, but the guy who gets these heal scrolls has quite the advantage. And if you manage to get the Ogre Magi and it drops a great item for you in the later stages, that one can also make a huge difference. And actually, in the first map we saw between the two on Echo here, there was an interesting little dance going on for the Ogre. In the end, FoCuS was able to get the Ogre last hit and the item, but he was forced to use the invul right away because Lyn was keeping close track of his opponent's movement with Peon Scouts and was almost able to punish his opponent with his own Blade Master coming in with the Windwalk, of course, and the Speed Scroll, trying to get an advantage early. Didn't work out that way, but he still got into a good position later on in the mid-game stages. So early on, what are both players going to decide to creep? Probably going to both go for the Ogres right away, hope for a Claws or a Gloves, or a Circlet, I mean. But then, who goes for the Ogre Magi? Do both go for the Ogre Magi? Does one lose the game of chicken? Is one lucky, one unlucky? Is one gonna risk losing his Blade Master? That would of course be a great risk to take, but if you take that risk, don't lose your Blade Master and get the last hit. Maybe it's a risk worth taking, but I imagine that both players will be very conservative here early on, as again, that tournament life is on the line.
Indeed, I would agree. Also on the other side, in the first map we saw FoCuS versus Lyn here on Echo Isles in the winner bracket semifinal. The creep at the shop at the 6 o'clock position went horribly wrong for Lyn because FoCuS was so good with his timing on that particular spot that he stole basically everything. If that doesn't happen, Lyn's heroes are way better in the first fight. He might be able to win this. So this is not the same game. So many variables on Echo Isles. Everything can turn into another direction. Orc Mirror is so close that every little variable like this can decide things. 2 burrow tech for Lyn on the other side. FoCuS once again slightly ahead, just as it was on Secret Valley. But here we see both Blade Masters going for that Ogre Magi. There is no dust for both of the players, but FoCuS retreats. He just checked the marketplace. I think he bought something, right? Must have.
Yeah, FoCuS bought the Circlet.
So Lyn knows that he's there.
I think both bought the Circlet, actually. Otherwise,
Might be
there
the
should
case
still
that
be
there should be
something
two
left.
items. Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Another 2 meet, and for once, the Ring of Protection is actually gonna help. So FoCuS would come out ahead in this one-on-one. And yeah, they're both dancing around the Ogre once again. Last time, the first time they met here, Lun was creeping exactly where FoCus's peon is scouting right now. And because he saw that Lun was not there, that's how he knows that it's not safe to take the Ogre. And that's why, well, neither of them are gonna get it. Now, FoCuS is gonna make his way south. And last time he was able to steal all of the creeps here. This time, is he gonna be the one giving them up?
Lin is on point. He is dusted though. Backstab, and Lin gets it. Level 2 for the Blade Master. That is critical strike. That is a damage boost. And so FoCuS does not continue this creep spot any longer. He knows, alright, if he catches me on the wrong foot, then I'll be dead. But look at this. Staff of Teleportation.
Yeah, this is so cool. That's why the grunts were so far away for Lin. He anticipated some harassment coming into the main. He even tried to kill the peon, but he didn't get it. And now the base is walled off, and he can't get in here. But the Blade Master's only level 1. He's not that stacked, and he's already low HP. But he has a lot of mana. This means he can buy a lot of time with Windwalk and heal selves. But, well, he's not killing anything, but he is greatly reducing the lumber intake. This will be significant for tier 2, but he is paying a price for this. Lun's Blade Master is stacking up, while FoCuS is stagnating. He gets 1 kill here as the peons try to open up a way here for the grunts to get in. And they will succeed in doing so at some point, sooner or later.
There's no healing at the moment on FoCuS's Blade Master. That was a huge mistake, but now he opens up the main for the Blade Master. That was definitely, yeah, was it on purpose? I mean, kind of a...
Yeah, it was on purpose. He wants to get the grunts in, because the Blade Master is going to be able to come out. Like, he has enough mana for Windwalk to heal up if he needs to. And even if he keeps him trapped there, the Staff Teleportation will be ready at some point, and then he gets out. I think that is the thinking behind this.
And now he's in a position to cancel the Lodge, but there is some damage. He does not use the backstab on a peon, but he cancels the Lodge, and that buys himself so much time. On the other side, Lin is creeping his way up to level 3. He will succeed with the Mauler. No creep jack coming, but on the other side, no tier 2 buildings for Lin coming. He is so short on lumber. This harass definitely pays off at the end. He's going for 1 more peon, now staffing out. And here in his base, we see a 50% ready Spirit Lodge. We see a Beastery that started. So I guess you can trade levels for tier 2 buildings.
And again, it's kind of the question, was that worth the trade? Because now he gave Lin a level 3 Blade Master. He was able to creep very greedily, dangerously with only 1 grunt because he knew where his opponent's Blade Master was. He knew he wasn't gonna get punished. And now, more than 1 entire level behind. The SH is coming. Of course, his tier 2 units are going to be faster. How well can FoCuS make him work? SH immediately finding the Blade Master. And look at the mana on the Blade Master. He can definitely kill the Shadow Hunter.
4 units around, maybe, but Lin squeezes out here. Oh. There is Lin with the Blade Master in the base. He tries to wall it off with a peon, but doesn't work. Here we go. Yeah, you mentioned it, so much mana, but there's Hex as well, so he can delay it. Will the Blade Master be there in time to help his friend? It doesn't look that good. He's out of shot range, but Lin retreats.
I'm wondering why.
Yeah, me
What's
too.
he so afraid of? Like, during 1 Hex duration, he's not gonna die.
He cancels the
He goes
healing.
for him again.
Maybe he just
He has a
wanted
healing
to force the
potion,
healing.
by the way.
Yeah.
I think now he's gonna retreat though. He knows the Blade Master is coming. He knows Ensnare is close. But this is good. He doesn't get the kill, but he slows down the SH. He slows down the tier 2 aggression that might come, and he opens up space for his SH, who's almost level 2 now already. And again, level 3 Blade, such a big advantage. He's gonna easily be able to get the last hit if he pays attention, which he does not, unfortunately, in this case. But yeah, so much space for his SH.
Yeah, he started the creep. I think that's why he wasn't looking at that particular spot of the map. But yeah, he doesn't have to accomplish too much with his Blade Master. The big important thing is get his SH back up. You mentioned it. And if this is a Pendant of Energy, this would be so great for Lin. A huge advantage in the fight. This is basically 1 more heal wave and yeah, half more. And this is a Paragon of Fatality. Also not that bad, but definitely not the jackpot. Shop control by Lin, most likely. He has 500 gold. He can get items and scrolls. On the other side, more experience for FoCuS. What's in the marketplace? Claws of Attack +6 and a Circlet. Will he buy anything? No, he does not have the resources for that. Lumber Mill is coming. Walker Adept Upgrade is coming. On the side of Lin, we see the War Mill as well. The Lodge is ready. Bestiary is ready. And the Shadow Hunter is on level 3.
He could try to go for some more last hits here, but he's kind of low on mana. Doesn't want to risk it, I guess. No need to throw this game away, or throw the advantage at least he has away. And now take a look at the experience. 500 on the SH for Lin, and on the Blade Master we have 500 as well. So 1,000 experience on his heroes. On FoCuS' side, we have 200 for the SH and 350. So that's a 450 experience advantage. Absolutely huge when you head into the mid game like this. And it's not only the experience points themselves, but what they result in, the levels. Greatly advantageous for Lin. And with this advantage, he wants to push it. He's going towards the main. He has a mana pot on his SH with a level 2 heal wave. Takes out the shop right away. The Witch Doctor for FoCuS signifies he wants to go for the late game. But is he even going to have the time? He is down here still with inferior hero levels. The Blade Master, though, is looking fairly stacked. Peons are coming from the west. Lin already going into upkeep. Yeah. He really wants to pressure super hard right now.
He wants to end this as soon as possible. He knows, of course, like now, got the huge advantage of that Shadow Hunter. I have to capitalize somehow. He did a good job killing that shop, so no...
Oh, the Kodo.
Oh yeah,
Kodo
that could be huge.
Terrible spot.
He's not committing. He's not committing. He's too afraid of a bad position. But maybe an End Snare now, that would be so awesome. There it is. End Snare, and the Blade Master is super low for FoCuS as well. There is an Invo Potion, but no heal potion for him since there's no shop. Fully committing to that Kodo Beast. Halfway down, Spirit Link is doing wonders here. 106 critical strike, 122 on the other side. Oh, the Blade Master is dropping low. How much mana is left? 120, 190. So a little advantage for Lin here as well.
He tries to keep that Kodo alive. He hexes the Blade Master, but is it gonna be enough in the end? No, he loses the Kodo, and it's been so important for so many of these games. He's getting some kills here and there, but now Lin canceling the shop again. Invul has to be used on the Blade Master, but he's so low, and there's almost no mana for FoCuS' SH. He loses another Raider. 40 supply for FoCuS. We have Lin still up at 51, and his Kodo Beast still alive. He also still has that mana potion, man. And now the Walker's in trouble, loses the first one. The second one might be soon to follow. Where's the ethereal form? We're not gonna see it. We're instead gonna see the GG. And this time, finally, Lin gets the advantage, and Lin manages to pull it through to a victory till the end.
This is Lin one map away from getting into the grand final in his comeback tournament. What a story this is. Yours this time. Equals, what do you think of this harassment FoCuS?
It's again like early game determines the winner of the game. Like with the cheeky peon squeezing in between burrows and then making space for that Blade Master, raining havoc on all the peons, not really giving him an edge. Like Lin with the perfect response, not committing completely, not going back with all his forces, creeping his Blade Master to level 3 just to have a big advantage. And then before the fight starts in the main base of FoCuS, killing that shop, that was definitely key, because then you cannot buy anything. And we had like superior levels, because Shadow Hunter in the meantime, Blade Master level 3 from the early game got like so much space for the Shadow Hunter that he could creep his side of the map completely, while FoCuS struggled heavily to find any experience. So I think this early game was not paying off at all. But yesterday I saw it, like when Remo casted it, he did it against Soin as well with that Staff of Teleportation inside and main base, killing peons and stuff, and that worked much better. But also I think Soin tagged to tier 3 and lost that game due to that. I still feel early game determines the winner of Orc Mirror, and Lin perfect response, perfect execution, and just like taking it from there.
Next map is gonna be... Oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your analysis.
I agree. It worked well against Soin, this harassment, but it seems like Lin just has the perfect response. Not only in defense, but also where it creates space for him on the map and how he can take advantage of that fact. So it seems like Lin has the answer, so you can't throw him off with something weird. And that decision to go for that cute play with the Staff of Teleportation, it seems like against a world-class player like Lin, it really isn't worth it.
So the next map is gonna be Last Refuge. This map was not really around when Lin made his final games in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. So this might give FoCuS a little upper hand. But it's match point. It's match point for the former SK Gaming player, for the former WCG winner, for the former BlizzCon winner. This guy has won it all. Now WCA is next on his list, and he's one map away from the grand final of this qualifier, from the grand final in Yinchuan. FoCuS was there already. He wants to go there again with his best buddy, La Lyot, to whom he lost before in the winner bracket final. He needs to win 2 maps in a row. He did that before today. So nothing is impossible. FoCuS in the bottom left, Lin in the upper right. Here we go.
And I think this is going to be a very straight up game. I don't think FoCuS is going to be going for something that weird again. He saw how little it did. He saw how far behind he fell. I think he's going to be very conservative here. He doesn't want to make any stupid mistakes early on to fall behind. I think he's going to be very, very passive. Can Lin somehow try to capitalize from this? Maybe thinking FoCuS is going to be going very standard, very safe. Maybe Lin can stay on his side of the map with that assumption and do something greedy. But that is, of course, a big assumption to make. If you get punished for that yourself, then it's a bad spot to find yourself in, obviously. Again, this is, I think, a lot of mind games going on early that we can't really all, understand ourselves. We can't think ourselves into the players too well. But he needs to not give up a big advantage like that again. The level 3 blade won game number 1. The level 3 blade seemed to also have won game number 2. So don't fall behind early seems to be the number 1 advice.
Here are 2 shops on Last Refuge, and both Ogre Magi's drop a big consumable item. This could turn games around, this could turn fights around. Will Lin be greedy and go for it? Will FoCuS be greedy to just do something out of the box, to throw his opponent a little bit down, to steal something from his side of the map? We're about to see. Of course, both players will approach the shop to sell the town portal and get a circlet, but how will they continue?
And this is where we're going to see the mindset. How aggressive do they want to be? How passive do they want to be? And they're passing each other like 2 ships in the night, as Tasters likes to say. And they find each other's grunts. FoCuS immediately going to chase that one. But Lin is now going to be the aggressor. He wants to harass the main base, and he wants to punish the 1 Burrow tech. He himself did not choose to go for it, but FoCuS did. And now this Burrow has been forced to cancel. And how long is it going to take for him to get that Burrow up?
That depends, of course, on the time that the Blade Master is able to wreak havoc on the Peon line. This could be horrible for Lin, but there's a grunt now. He does not want to get trapped in that base. He has 2 more Windwalks coming up, and here is the next Burrow. Here's the backstab, and he immediately forces it. FoCuS is supply stuck. He cannot get any more grunts at the moment to support. His own Blade Master is coming. There is reveal. He blocks it with a War Mill, because that has more HP and is harder to kill.
He has to have fast fingers if he wants to reconstruct the War Mill. But his own Blade Master was blocking it, so not really possible. And I think this is already quite the decent advantage. Now Lin is going to have way more grunts for way longer. And this, of course, means he can creep a lot better. And FoCuS stuck on only 1 grunt for such a long time. How much can he really accomplish? Maybe he has to rely on his Blade Master last hitting skills again. Grunt is staying in the main for now. He's still afraid that he might lose that 1 Burrow. Is Lin gonna try to go for it again? It looks like it, but now he's facing boots without the boots.
Yeah, and he has
no
mana anymore.
for Windwalk.
Exactly, he used a lot.
I don't think the bad damage is gonna be enough now. Grunt is coming in. Blade Master is gonna regenerate mana, so he will have the emergency Windwalk if he needs to use it. But at least FoCuS is keeping on the pressure right now with these boots, which means Lin can't creep for the time being, and we're into this game like 5 minutes, and neither of the Blade Masters has a single point of experience.
Indeed, that is strange to see, but also super interesting. Tier 2 for FoCuS is finished. He had that tech advantage. Let's compare it. It is quite a bit, but he had that Burrow cancelled twice, so creeping is kind of out of the equation. How will that result in the levels of the Shadow Hunter? We see the Lodge. We don't see the Beastery just yet, so Ensnare will be a little late lining up with Lin's Beastery most likely. And yeah, Shadowhunter of course coming, and Lin is again there on point for the Lodge. It will be close though. He might be able to take it. That would be horrible for FoCuS. He immediately pulls 2 peons to repair. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. He does not focus it anymore, and so there is healing for... Oh, nice save. There will be healing for FoCuS in a second. He's creeping that High Priest that might give him Watcher wards, and Vision might be key to victory because he needs that one creep jack. He needs that one opportunity to come back into this game, or he's out.
But he's not creeping the High Priest right. That sounds weird, but when I think the trick is you walk inside the High Priest in Windwalk and then backstab him, and then he doesn't heal. I'm not sure. There's a certain way that the Blade Master can do it that the High Priest doesn't heal himself, and he didn't do it correctly. Maybe, though, it was because of the grunts passing by, forcing the ensnare, and that may have brilliantly been done by FoCuS, and that way it wasn't perfect. I didn't see it. But in any case, the Blade Master took a long time. I guess he finally got the High Priest. And Lin's Blade still on 0 experience. This guy being hexed right now, by the way. The block is coming out from the illusion, but he still has more than enough mana for Windwalk, so he will get away. And FoCuS being super aggressive here. He doesn't have tier 2 units yet. In fact, he does have only one single grunt. Well, he's not going to try to attack his opponent. He's going to try to creep some more. But the Blade Master is coming in. Is he going to get the last hit? The dust comes, the hex as well, and that secures the last.
And another Wand of Illusion. This can be huge in the first fight. Just imagine 6 Kodo Beast Illusions with Spirit Link if there's no Dispel. That mana pool is gigantic. On the other side, first experience for the Shadowhunter is creeping simultaneously. I feel FoCuS is back in this game. His tech paid off. His creeping at the moment seems to be superior, but he shares experience on 2 heroes, while Lin is definitely prioritizing the Shadowhunter.
First Walker is here, Spirit Link as well, of course a big boon in the Orc Mirror matchup, and when you have it and your opponent don't, you're in a way better position. And that's why Lin, he can't really fight right now. He still has the 3 grunts, and now finally he's able to really utilize those for creeping, and he gets the big ogre finding a health stone, which is really nice. The mana stone may have been a little bit better, but still a great item. And finally, man, this Blade Master finds some experience. This is the first creep camp he's taking this game, but his SH is already level 2, so in that regard he is ahead.
Indeed, and I feel like the Shadowhunter is more important than the Blade Master. The healing is more important than the damage. So Lin might be right on his prios here. First heal wave has been given out. FoCuS is coming in to snipe. This is almost a creep check. The grunt is gonna go down. Yes, it is. The sword of the Blade Master is long enough. 100 critical strike on that Shadowhunter, but there is opportunity to heal. He doesn't have heal selves though. 43 food for Lin, and FoCuS, is he capitalizing on that Ogre Magi? I think Lin wanted to pull them, but it didn't really work.
Nice usage of the illusions we see here all the time. Scouting, first of all, and secondly, you can also cancel healing. So if you attack with an illusion, it may not deal damage, but it does cancel clarities and healing salves. Didn't get to do that, but he does get to level up himself right now on the left side of the map. Level 2 now for his SH Blade Master, finding another nice item. The Claws of Attack, I think it was, or the Circlet. Not sure. Well, in any case, he has 3 good items right now, and he would love to get this Ogre. Is he gonna be in time? The Hex comes out, he doesn't get the last hit, and he doesn't get the item either. Actually, the little Hex Blade Master got it, but he's still level 1, but very close to level 2, and now is his Blade Master in trouble? There is Heal Wave on the SH. Oh, but there's no mana. Can FoCuS take this fight? He's super low on mana.
FoCuS needs to come up with something. He cannot really continue to fight this anymore. He needs a combat item here. He needs a big one. Big invul, big mana. Big mana would be the dream. I think Lin is giving him a lot of time to just stabilize, to just come back from this little throwback that he receives all over. But on the other side,
I don't think he's behind. I think it's even. Like the SH is low on mana, but that's it kind of. I think it's a very even game. They're still both creeping. The SHs are now very comparable, in fact almost entirely even in experience, but now Lin is gonna get his level 3. But he is on his side of the map. It's not like he can force a fight right away. And of course, FoCuS wants to get that level 3 for himself. And I think he's going to find it in just a second at his own Merc camp. This is Last Refuge. There's lots of creeps here, way more than on Echo Isles. So you can be more passive, try to get more creep camps, try to creep jack more. I don't think Lyn is going to be as aggressive here.
No, never. He creeps his way up. He creeps and creeps and creeps. Got the rune braces, will sell it. He also sold the big healing that he found. Same for FoCuS. Got a heal scroll in return. So the healing of the army is worth more than the healing of the first hero. He's going for the rock golem, gambling here for Boots of Quel'Thalas, and that would be a huge damage boost, plus 23. Lionheart of Stormwind, also not the best item. Will most likely gonna sell it. But Lyn is getting ready to fight. Huh?
Did you see what Lyn got from the Merc camp?
Rune braces.
Rune braces. Ah, okay. I missed that one. FoCuS getting the Lionheart of Stormwind, as you said. That's okay. But 1 armor is nothing that you marvel at. And it seems like Lyn is taking an offensive position. I don't think he's gonna attack though. He hasn't broken upkeep yet. Usually you really want to break upkeep and then fight. He's just, I think, gonna steal the Ogre and is gonna be satisfied with this. Speed scroll even as he sees his opponent coming in last. Head goes towards FoCuS. But again, the item towards Lyn. But now he's kind of forced into a fight. Raiders with Ensnare are coming out. The first one from FoCuS dropping low. The Kodo Beast gets to eat. Hex comes too late. FoCus's Kodo still way in the back. But the Blade Masters are still battling it out and losing. The first Raider is FoCuS. No, actually. Heal waves rattling through on both sides. Lyn now at a slight supply advantage, but his reinforcements are far, far away, obviously, and we also have the peon support here for FoCuS. Now the Raiders in a bad position for FoCuS. For Lyn, I mean, they're both exposed and they're gonna die, but they are, I think, gonna get the Kodo in return.
He got the heal scroll for that, but in the end the Kodo's gonna die. Level 3 for Lyn, level 2 critical strike for FoCuS, no level 2 Windwalk. Same goes for Lyn here. He wants the max damage output, killing that walker, but in return losing 1 more Raider. 47 supply for Lyn, FoCuS also on 47. This is as close as it gets. Will this be the end for FoCuS already? So far it looks good for him. The Shadow Hunter for Lyn is out of mana and he pulls the town portal, but with the Kodo Beast, or yes, no lucky critical strikes in a row. So Lyn got out, but on what costs? 47 food for FoCuS. He is reproducing, but he got that big Magi with the big healing stone as well. For Lyn it's 50 food as well. He has 600 gold bank to come back from.
He just sold the double health stone. That gave him that huge cash influx. He's gonna devour a grunt here over time. This gives, of course, FoCuS vision of his opponent. Still pretty damn even. I think. Of course, Lyn has the bigger bank right now. Is he gonna decide to push into upkeep? To maybe try to get the red spots? Maybe try to get both red spots? Blade Masters, by the way, in comparison, one is looking way more threatening than the other, as Lyn only sports a single circlet, nothing else. And on FoCuS' side, we see triple circlet and a claw, and very, very, very close to level 4.
Indeed. The level 2 critical strike is there already, but the backstab damage is, of course, 30 damage points higher. What's the Shadow Hunter look like? Almost 4 for FoCuS as well. He out-leveled Lyn completely. There is a mana potion now. What will the Ogre Lord give him here? Claws plus 12 would be great, but here comes FoCuS with a Blade Master. His inventory is full. He did not get the last hit. And Crystal Ball it is. Oh, he did get... Did he get the last hit? I'm not too sure.
I thought so. He was coming out of Windwalk, but it's not possible because he didn't get any experience, so...
it's weird,
confusing.
Right?
Yeah. I know.
Crystal Ball immediately used, so it's not the desired item that he wanted.
Neither of the players venturing into upkeep. And it seems like Lyn feels he doesn't... Well, he can't take a fight, like he's at a disadvantage. He's hanging back still, and now he's going into upkeep. And it seems like only then he's gonna have the courage to fight his opponent head on.
FoCuS is banking so heavily. 800 gold. He spends it now on a heal scroll, most likely. No, he didn't get anything. Everything was out of stock because Lyn was there before. 2 heal scrolls for him, plus the mana potion. On the other side, we have 1 heal scroll, and now he invests into items. Is Lyn already finished with his production? He's at 59. Only now the units come out of the production building. So FoCuS has some time to catch up. He knows exactly. Oh, there was some fire in the beastery, some fire in the barracks. And so I catch up with everything. He's getting ready for 70 food. Is Lyn building? Yeah, he's with the Orc Burrow on time as well. FoCuS is scouting the red spot. He does not want to give that second item up as well.
And this matchup is even Steven across the board. We have 2-2 upgrades on the grunts for Mr. FoCuS. Lyn is slightly behind with 2-1, but the SH has a heal scroll, so does the Blade Master for both, and they both have a mana potion. The big X factor is the Blade Master. Level 4 versus level 3, and way better items. And now FoCuS is coming in from the right for a Creepjack. The big Ogre is dead already. The Ogre Lord dropping a nice item, the Ancient Django of Endurance, and now Lyn repositioning for the fight. Might the Blade Master be in trouble here? Not yet. He is dropping low, but he is surviving, staying in. That's in a terrible position for FoCuS. He's funneling in through the little tiny choke there through the trees. Almost none of his units are able to attack. He's using a lot. He's committing to the Kodo Beast, and he doesn't even get it.
Oh, this is indeed horrible. Everything is blocking himself. The first Kodo is down. He's focusing the second one. Will this be enough for Lyn? Another heal wave, but he's out of mana already. Speed scroll being used, surrounding the Kodo Beast. Every single damage is going to that Kodo Beast, and he gets rid of it. But FoCuS losing his own one in return, and the Raider on top of things. Oh my! Oh, that was Lyn's, but never mind. Here goes the Kodo Beast. Oh, heal wave saves it for now. The damage aura is still in play. Heal scroll being used as well, but finally it's time for him to go down. 56 food versus 57. It doesn't get much closer. FoCuS with the next Kodo Beast as a reinforcement. 10% more damage on everything. Lyn is kind of stuck with his Blade Master, but still doing good damage. FoCuS now with his Kodo Beast ensnared, and there goes the damage boost. But what can he do in the process?
Both SHs still left with one heal wave. The Kodos are down. The heal scrolls are down. And now it's basically only the units, not much more sustain. Is there gonna be a hero focus now? No, not for the time being. Lyn still up at 51, but FoCuS very close with 50 supply, getting rid of the Raiders right now. They don't want to have to deal with the crowd control. Here comes the heal wave for Lyn. This is the last one for the time being, but there will be another one soon. And FoCuS is completely out of mana. The Walkers now fighting against the Walkers, but the Blade Master from Lyn is finding some cleanup, and FoCuS is chasing a Raider. That's not worth it, mate. And slowly but surely he's falling far and far behind. 30 supply only remaining. Lyn somehow still up at 48. Kodo now coming in, but she has no support, no Spirit Link, no healing. I don't know how long this one's gonna survive as more Raiders are coming. More Ensnare will be there. He loses the Kodo, gives up that important and expensive unit. This was the last heal wave though, but Lyn, man, he's smelling blood in the water. He's going for the SH right now. There is no surround, but he still might have enough damage. Not quite. Kodo Beast coming again from FoCuS, but the Ensnare on the SH. Might this be finally the kill? Another Ensnare. The crit seals the deal. FoCuS loses, and FoCuS is out. And the Echo is coming through.
Lyn made it from out of nowhere, from the army to the World Championship. This is one of the best stories that, yeah, I got the echo as well, but this is one of the best stories that we can imagine, man. What a performance by Lyn. Losing the winner bracket semifinal 0-2, losing in the group stage against FoCuS 1-2, but now when it counts, Consolation final, when there was everything on the line, he made it happen, defeating him 3-1.
Dude, what a performance by this guy. Like, how well did he play the last 3 maps that he won? It was so crazy. The one that he lost and the series that he lost before that, like winner bracket, it's a different player. Like, I don't know, the winner bracket, he was destroyed by FoCuS. Loser bracket, he learned his lessons, as it seems. And what a guy. Like, Lyn is finally back, and I think he is like the one legend that actually returned and is getting into a better shape. And yeah, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with him.
Some people doubted it. We saw his ladder performance and we all said, can he transition his ladder performance into a tournament? And damn, he could. Second place in the group stage, and now he's in the overall final against Lawliot. This overall final will not be played today. It will be in the midst of May in an offline tournament in Beijing. But the first 2 players qualifying for the grand final, Lawliot and Lyn. FoCuS once again, 3rd place. Like in the WCA qualifier last year, which was enough to go to the grand final, it is not anymore. Like in his biggest achievement, WCG 2013, the bronze medal seems to be his.
So nice. Like, what was like the most outstanding performance on today, guys? Remo, what do you think? What was your favorite of today?
Well, it's pretty boring because it's some time ago and didn't deliver the most entertaining games, but I think it was Lorliot. I think Lorliot played the best. I think he made the fewest mistakes. They were not the flashiest games. They were pretty, or some of them were decided fairly early on, or at least he had the advantage and rode it out till the end. But I feel Lorliot did play the best. But of course, your games, you casted of Reprisal versus Lin, those were the barn burners.
Yeah, definitely. That was the series of the tournament. I think, of course, worth mentioning is Bainey on Thursday, that was so unfortunate that this guy pulled out such a great day, winning 5-3 and only dropping out because of map score. Shout out to him. The other side, of course, Lin is, for me, the performer of the qualifier, I guess. Lorliot was kind of disappointing in the group stages. Lin struggled in the first 2 matches, but afterwards he just stomped over so many players with 2-0. I mean, he lost three games, but he all lost them 1-2. His wins in the group stage were all 2-0. That wasn't the case today. Today his Orc Mirror, his start was not that great against FoCuS. Great early games, but then completely falling off. But how he adjusted to get ready for the losers bracket final, to get ready for this so important match, absolutely astonishing performance in my opinion. And of course Lorliot today, 2-0, very impressive as well.
Yeah, I think like the favorites didn't deliver today. I think a lot of people actually cheered for Reprisal because he was like so flawless in that first phase of that tournament. And also myself, I was cheering for him quite a lot. And he didn't deliver. Like against Lorliot, completely not playing up to his like 100% A game. And besides that, also like FoCuS, a little bit disappointing to say the least. So we won't see FoCuS, we won't see Reprisal in China.
We won't see Moon, we will see Remind.
Yeah, this is so sad. So there's still a wild card that will go out probably to one of the players, and I think we all kind of know who that will be. This is most likely going to be Mr. Moon, since he got the wild card last year as well. And he's still a big fan favorite and doing quite a lot for the Chinese scene as well by streaming on that dojo side. So I wouldn't be surprised for the wildcard for him, but maybe there's some surprises. So we're going to find out about that. It was like a pleasant ride also that Thursday. I think Thursday, for me personally, was even more fun. Of course, determining the winner is always sick. And also the games from Reprisal against Lin were amazing. But Thursday was killing it for me, I have to say.
Of course, we are still early in the year, and we're always also with this qualifier looking forward to WCA later in the year. And this was only one of the qualifiers. Now I'm setting up for something here, Neo, and I hope you have the answers. Do we have more knowledge when more qualifiers are going to be happening? When can people watch more WCA? What's going to be up in the future?
I have no idea. But
damn. Well, I can tell you that the WCA China qualifier number 1 is still up, the grand final. 120 will be playing against DDR, but we don't know when exactly that is going to be happening.
I think it's May 19th. That seems to be the case for the grand final of the Korean qualifier as well. I think we're going to cast it. It's going to be offline in China, in Beijing. So that's going to be awesome. Speaking about a European qualifier, I do not know anything. I assume that they're going to do it as the second season. That would conclude in August, and we all know a convention that takes place in August.
Does make kind of sense. It does make kind of sense indeed. But yeah, apart from that, if you guys enjoyed this, I know there's a lot of new Warcraft viewers here. If you enjoyed the content, we do lots of this commentary, not on this channel, but on our own channel, twitch.tv/backtowarcraft. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/backtowarcraft. And also YouTube, lots of videos up there if you guys want to check some of those out, youtube.com/backtowarcraft. We cast, like, I don't know, this last couple of weeks has been crazy, like 5 days a week or something. But we cast at least twice a week, and you can catch lots of more Warcraft from us from those sources.
Definitely the best source to look for competitive Warcraft, and if you want to see first person, then of course you go to the channel of this guy over here, twitch.tv/Yiggity Yours, the Vice World Champion, of course. Also always a great addition to our stream, of course. Always nice to watch him play. So yeah, Keep on supporting Warcraft. There is Jera Cup today. I don't know who's going to stream it. Not us, but there will be plenty of Warcraft streams today. So just click on Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne and search for some other streamers today and for the future, of course. We're going to be back to the latest on Friday and Saturday for the NWL produced by Nice Game TV. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be late in the tournament, so the stakes are getting higher in a $9,000 tournament. That's it for us, I guess. Remo, yours, it was a joyride. Always a pleasure to cast with you, to have you by my side. And I guess there's only one thing to do, right?
Yeah. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I hope we see you soon on our channel. Yeah. Goodbye.
And now the goodbye routine. Ba-bam.